time for round 2. We are playing against Magic Online Superstar Prolapses 9, and hopefully our deck cooperates. This looks really nice. Not going to mulligan. Don't have a 3-drop, but other than that, this looks really good. Might actually just get in for 3 here. With our hand, getting some early damage in is definitely worth quite a bit. Let's see if there's a red aggressive creature. No, it's Chained to the Rocks. Wow. Very aggressive. Just going to curve out here, no reason to hold back the first Naiad. Having a 3-drop here is definitely worth it. This is an interesting decision. I think I'm going to take it because Disciple of Phoenix kind of dominates our opponent's 2-2. Evangel and Battlevice Valor. Yeah, we don't really care about the Evangel too much. It's possible that there's another combo trick coming for us, but then we just drop a Grey Merchant and then we dominate the Minotaur Skullcleaver again and so on. So our opponent is forced to use a couple of pretty bad spells to get through with his Minotaur Skullcleaver. We've already traded Chain to the Rocks for Returned Phalanx and Lightning Strike for Disciple of Phoenix, but the Disciple also got a Battlevice Valor, so looks like Prolapses is on a pretty creature-light draw here. It's possible that he's holding another Battlevice Valor here, but I still want to attack with the Grey Merchant, so I'm going to play the Grey Merchant that I already have in hand to make sure that I get the full devotion, and then we actually connect for damage here. Our deck is performing very nicely, and his deck didn't really do anything with only a single creature, and then, yeah, being forced to use the best spells for very little effect. We would have drawn very nicely also. Alright, so we are up against an aggressive deck. This is where the Gardens of Meletis are a potential sideboard card. Let's see, none of these are really interesting. Could look at the black cards in detail. Because Return Centaur is definitely a consideration. It is a little more expensive, but it does block very nicely. Okay, so this is what we have in black. Now, most of our cards are already geared towards being good against aggressive decks, so our cheap cards are cards that we definitely want, and I think that Read the Bones is very important for the deck that we have here. I wouldn't feel comfortable cutting these. I think that we don't need 3 6-drops. That's definitely excessive. So if we are losing, then it's probably because we drew too many clunky cards. Fellhead Minotaur is kind of nice if opponent's plan is to go for a couple of 2-3s, but Gardens of Meletis is almost even better. It's just such a good blocker, especially when there's so many auras and stuff and things going on. Okay, let's see. Which of these 6-drops is the worst? I think that we keep the Sip of Hemlock because of the auras, and then we have to decide if Horizon Scholar or Shipbreaker Kraken is worse in this matchup. Having a 6-6 is probably better than having a 4-4, which also loses to Titan Strength very easily. And then it's either Fellhead Minotaur or Gardens of Meletis. I feel like one of these cards, maybe the Fellhead Minotaur because it just trades, whereas the Guardians just stick around. We do have the Devotion to Black theme, so I'm going to try out the black card here. Yeah, let's see how that goes. Alright, we have quite the slow hand, but I still like it. I'm not going to mulligan. We can't really expect to be much faster with our deck. Wave Crash Triton is a nice draw, and it does mean that we can go fetch a forest, I suppose, with the Traveler's Amulet. We do have 2 swamps already, and that's actually enough. Once again, it doesn't look like our opponent is on the fastest draw here. I like the Burnished Heart also, but Wavecrash Triton just dominates the Snarecaster so nicely. Now if the Snarecaster attacks here, it's basically guaranteed to be a +2/+2 trick, but I'm still going to take the bait because it's most likely going to Time Walk our opponent. He couldn't do anything with the mana last time, putting a card on top there, and we get the Insatiable Harpy in play. So now we go to 16, and then it's 5 drops against 5 drops, because we can drop Nessian Asp now. Now things are a little more interesting, because Stonestruck Giant is a card that we would like to trade with our Nessian Asp, but that doesn't work if opponent has a trick. On the other hand, the Stonestruck Giant becomes monstrous for 8, so then it's also a bit problematic. Oh, Sip of Hemlock, that's a nice card to see. I'm going to start with reading the bones. Hopefully finding the land. Yep, so like both of these cards. Top, play the land, get in for 2. We gain 4 life. Yep. I'm going to assume that Big Luke doesn't have a trick in his hand to make Stonestruck Giant fight the Nessian Asp profitably, because otherwise he would have attacked when he had the chance. But from now on we'll have Sip of Hemlock and Burnished Heart available. Okay, maybe not. Burnished Heart going down. Return Phalanx. So we definitely still want to kill the Stonestruck Giant, and that allows us to get in with Nessian Asp. This is probably the turn where we want to do that. We could, well, every turn that we don't kill the giant is another turn that we have to do other things. We could try to do that next turn, but who knows if there is a God's Willing or something waiting for us. And if we draw a land, then we might just want to monstrous the Nessian Asp. So I like to get in here for some damage. There can't be much more threatening than a Stonestruck Giant in our opponent's deck. Okay, yeah, Hopeful Eidolon on Leonin Snarecaster is fine. Just gonna see if Furika's Cure resolves here. It does, so that means we can draw some more cards. I don't really like these. Bottom, more lands. And get in there. Lightning Strike. Okay, opponent is going off. Viper's Kiss. Don't even think that we need to play that. On this board at least. Now this is 16, so even if the Eidolon connects once, we have lethal. And if the Eidolon holds back to Chump Block, then we could have Viper's Kissed. Now I'm assuming that the Band Elder is just going to try to stop the damage here. But our draw is exceptional. Oh. Another Lightning Strike, yeah, that's pretty good. Lightning Strike took down the Shipwreck Singer, but at some point... Oh, Chain to the Rocks. Nice draw there. Interesting that we don't see an attack here. Oh, well, no, there couldn't be an attack because the Grey Merchant would have blocked. Never mind. Disciple of Phoenix. So the Helpful Eidolon is really not doing anything. I'm not going to raise the Viper's Kiss on it. Maybe there's another monstrous creature, or opponent draws a Dragon Mantle, and then we would want the Viper's Kiss. But we don't need to play it on the 1/1. Alright, now attacking with the Disciple is kind of awkward, because the Helpful Eidolon can attack back. So I have to Viper's Kiss, so that both of my creatures are lethal next turn. And that does it. Alright. Let's see you next round.